I was born in Berlin Pankow. I'm a real Berliner. No, I mean there's a few of us, right?
Well, it's beautiful. It's exciting. It smells a little like New York. There was a U-Bahn stop where we went to the other day that when I got off, it reminded me of Harlem. I was like, oh my gosh, this just looks exactly like Harlem. Yeah, we've been playing together for 4 years. We met through a mutual friend.
René Izquierdo.
Well,
a mutual
René
friend.
and Claire.
And Claire.
Yeah,
Hi, Claire.
2 mutual friends who are also musicians, wonderful musicians, and they thought we should meet.
I have to admit that chamber music must be my first love with the guitar. I do most of my playing and my concertizing with other people. Although the solo thing is what you study, right? It becomes, you study the repertoire, you refine your technique, and then for me, even before studying in my undergraduate at the University of Arts Berlin, I already had played with a bunch of singers, with recorder players, with a flute player also then, and that I just kept on doing that, and now I've played in all kinds of combinations. And so Cathy is one of the most fantastic flutists I've had the pleasure of playing with, but I'm sure there will be, if I can, I will play with sackbut, right? There's no limit for me. So.
The thing about contemporary music is that there's such a broad spectrum. Like, you can have something very simple, and you can have something so complicated you need like months to figure out a few measures. Eva's piece doesn't fall to that side. It's a little bit more in the middle, I think. She uses a little bit of like improvisational elements, but there's a definite structure to it.
I wouldn't so much say there's a concept to the piece, but there definitely is a story. But I can tell the story. So it's a idea I had. So this theme, this syncopated theme, is something I came up with when Turkey for the first time in 2008, I think, qualified for the European Championship. They had never been in the semifinals, I think, and then they beat Croatia. And what happened was that here in Berlin, this big party erupted on the streets, and people were driving their cars in a convoy and honking all night. It was just like, I live right in Pankow, right at the border crossing to Wedding. And so there was just an immense uproar, and it was very joyful. It was a hot summer night, much like tonight. So I came up with this bouncy theme, and you're right, that's all I had in the beginning. And then I thought it would be cool to write a piece, and I actually thought of it as a solo guitar thing. And then Cathy said, well, let's do something of yours, and I ended up actually writing the flute part later, many years later, this year. Well, I consider myself a classical guitar player first because that's what I studied, but I did, yes, I think it's very important to look at everything the guitar can do. And for me, it's not so much a genre hopping or whatever, it's just like that's all we can do. And the more I study jazz, or the more I learn a Nora Jones tune, or I learn about samba, or I learn about all these different choros or different klezmer music, Sephardic music, I just learn like, oh, well, that works too on my instrument. And I wouldn't even say like I'm that, and that. I think I play guitar, and then I pick up some other stuff. And to be honest, a lot of us end up playing and working more. The more you know about the instrument, and the more you are able to, play on someone else's concert and deliver that style, or at least have an idea of how to help them bring out the music of a certain style, the more you're going to work. And I love playing concerts, I also love practicing, but I love playing concerts even more. So for me, it's just a necessity. Yeah. being a
It
working
makes you
musician.
more flexible.
Oh yeah. I mean, in the real
Right.
world, you know. I meant like outside
Of course,
the.
yeah, it's both, you know. I mean, especially for a student, you know, you can't just expect to, okay, I'm going to win a job in an orchestra right out of school. For some, very few people, that might be possible, but a lot of times you have to just keep because imagine, like 300 to 3,000 graduates every year, and like 2 positions open. Those are very stiff odds, you know. And so what are you gonna do? Not play anymore? No, you gotta find a way to keep playing.
If you go here in Berlin, there's so many options, you know, that you will have to diversify. And it's not that, you know, it's not a given that people will come. And whereas where you teach in Northfield, there's, you know, there's a culture around the university. We don't have that here so
It's
much. You know?
amazing. When I first started there, I was surprised to see more people would come to the concerts than even to the football games. Like that, because it's in a small town, and that's the cultural,
It's
you
the
know,
hub,
it's
yeah.
a cultural hub for the town. So that's also kind of a luxury in a way.
So, well, we met in LA, right? When was this, in March? But I think I just saw your work online, and then she said, "Hey, we need to make a record. This is long overdue." And I've always been thinking about, you know, I'm always trying to think about the next thing in terms of also how the music industry goes, and that people don't actually necessarily buy or download music anymore, but they will watch a video. And you guys have done such amazing work with very beautiful work, I think, that visualizes classical music. So for me, it was more interesting to do something visual than to provide, you know, an MP3 that people then, you know, will stream or not.